we as a nation prefer solution and stick to it.
People are trying to feed from hand to mouth.
Are we giants anymore?
I don't know. It is one thing to set up a program, it is another thing to execute it to the lab.
Food availability has been slashed. My name is Johnson and this is Nigeria Uncensored. I'll be right back. Welcome back, and today I will not be dealing with today's program alone. I have with me a very, very, very important personality who will be here with me to delve into the topics we have today on the table. With me here, I have Barrister Olayemi Ahmed. You're welcome, Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
You're really welcome. How was your day?
Very well.
All right, so I will not waste any much of your time. We'll go straight into the matter as it is. All right, so recently, trending today is Lagos State government, and they have, ventured into this initiative of slashing foodstuffs by 25%. All right, so now across the CDAs, people can go and buy some foodstuff at some subsidized rates. So I want to actually get to know. Let me get your opinion. What do you think about this initiative?
Well, it's my pleasure being here. The first thing I will say is Lagos State has taken the right step in the right direction for this initiative. We all know that this administration has caused a lot of things for people. And as part of the austerity measure, the Lagos State government, it came up with this initiative just to augment what people are going through. And as we can see, we can actually conclude that this particular initiative is a welcome development.
So you believe that this initiative can actually reduce the hardship on the people of Lagos State?
Positive.
Really?
Yes.
How is that?
Because I was fortunate to be part of this program.
Okay.
I went to one of these local governments, Ifakoijaye to be precise, on Sunday, this last Sunday. And when I got there, I saw how the personnel were able to marshal the whole situation. And people were very happy when they realized that 25%, a whole 25% being slashed from the prices of all these exorbitant, goods. And we realized that it is noteworthy for people around this Lagos State right now to understand the fact that Lagos State is trying to reduce the hardship on the people. And people can see themselves that at least this particular initiative has to start from a particular position. And when it starts from this position, the only thing is that it can only get better with time.
Talking about getting better with time, I really want to know whether you think this can bring about impact in food accessibility in Lagos State. Considering the fact that they said they'll be going to all CDAs across Lagos State, do you think, can it in a way, prefer accessibility of food in the state?
For me to answer that question, the first answer I will say to that is this. There is always an intention of setting up every program. This initiative has its own intention.
Which is?
The intention is to reduce the hardship on the people. Okay. For the past months, I don't want to mention how many months. For the past months, we all know that what people eat has always been the most expensive in the market. And people are trying to feed from hand to mouth. And it is very difficult for the masses right now to save. As we can see, we are all workers, we are all hustlers here and there. We know how much we spend on food alone, not to talk of transportation, fare. But talking about food, food is the first thing among necessities that can make you and I sit where we are today. Aside the fact that this is the month of Ramadan, still, when you want to break, what do you use to break? Do you use the air? No, it's just food. So using food for this initiative at this moment in time is very important. And at the same time, if you check, the intention is to reduce the austerity, the hardship, the problem people are facing. Now, it is now the turn of the people in charge, the personnel, to actually face the reason this initiative was established. And if this particular reason is followed to the latter, I think people will laugh at the end of the day.
You know, there's been this issue of sustainability. It's not about bringing out initiatives and bringing out programs. It's about sustainability. How long is this program going to last? Do you have an idea of how long you think the government can be able to sustain this program going forward?
From my own angle, from my own sitting point here, I am not part of the program. I don't know what maintenance culture they want to use for this. But at the same time, I want to understand the fact that this initiative can actually last longer. And how can it be longer in that aspect? It is by having a sustainable program itself. What do I mean by sustainable program? For example, we have CDAs, we have local governments, and we have CDAs. Now, from these CDAs and the local governments, we have polling booths. These polling booths can be used. You know, remember, when we have elections, we have delimitation of constituencies into wards. So all these wards, they are always having their own polling booths.
Right.
The polling booth can be used as a means of reaching out to people. What do you use? Why can't we use our own identity, which is voter's card?
And talking about voter's card, you think, well, I will look deep into it. I want us to look at the different governments you have, the levels of government. You're looking at you're talking about the local government, and this program that we're talking about now is at the state level. So I want us to also look beyond local government and state level and possibly move it to federal. But we'll do that after we're back from this break. We'll be right back. All right, viewers, you're welcome back. So, talking about food availability and provision, I want us to also look at what happened a few weeks back. You know, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, met with the Niger State Governor, and they reached an agreement and they signed a memorandum of understanding on food security and availability. So, I really want to get to understand your perspective, your view on this whole arrangement. Do you think is the right move in the right direction?
Well, what I would say is this is the right move in the right direction. Having a pact between two Nigerian states on agricultural projects has always been in place. This is not the first time.
This is not the first time
it's happening. And as we can see, we all know that. Let me pick it up from this angle. The essence of creating the local government is for the grassroots. Who are the grassroots? You and I. We may not have access to the federal government or the state government, but at least I can have access to the chairman and all excos of my local government. That's why I'm staying there. And so far I'm paying my tax, I'm entitled to some infrastructures. Now, what I'm trying to say here is this. Let us cast our mind back to the military days. In 1979, something happened. During the days of General Olusegun Obasanjo, he set up a particular agricultural program called Operation Feed the Nation, and also what we call Green Revolution. At that moment in time, Nigeria did not depend solely on petroleum. We had so many other resources that we could diversify on, which we did, and it helped us a lot. That was what gave us that tag, Giant of Africa. I'm not sure about that name anymore.
Are we giants anymore?
I don't know. Right. But the truth is just that this particular MOU is a welcome development. But I keep mentioning one thing. And what is that thing? The intention of setting up a particular program. The intention should not be defeated. It is one thing to set up a program. It is another thing to execute it to the latter. And before you can do that, you must have loyal, careful, and trustworthy personnel who will not be sitting on the kangaroo level, whereby everybody will understand and will benefit from this particular initiative. If the intention is clear and clean, definitely you and I will always smile.
You know, my problem has not always been initiating programs. I've been of the school of thought of the fact that this thing needs to be sustained. Talking about sustainability, that's the problem I feel Nigeria have at the moment. Because if we had a beautiful program such as Operation Feed the Nation years back, and we abandoned it, and today we are suffering from what we saw years back. I feel the government on its own are having some kind of lapses in terms of sustaining programs. Like somebody we always say, I have a colleague who always tell me, like, Johnson, see, let me tell you something. We have laws. We have all the laws in place, but we don't have proper execution. So now, my problem now is having this program in mind, having this whole program in mind. Do you think that we have what it takes to sustain this program going forward? Because I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do.
I want to know whether you feel Nigeria as a country, now I'm taking it to the federal level, can we as a nation profile solution and stick to it and have it last to possibly a reasonable number of years?
Most definitely. I believe that whatever we set our mind on can be achieved. Don't forget one thing. This country is said to be the most populous black nation in the whole world.
Right.
That is a plus.
Right.
That is not a plus for just no reason. There are several reasons. Because in a country where you have populations such as this, with areas of resources we possess, it means that we can go places. Now, this is what I feel should happen. Nigeria is a federal state with federal character. What does that mean? It means that we practice federalism, where power should be shared between the central government and the component unit. And when I say component unit, what do I mean? The state and the local government. In such a way that each level of government should be independent on its own. Federal government can have its own project, state the same, local government the same, without having any issue with each other.
You think the problem right now is the way the whole government is set up?
Yes, our setup. One of the problems of federalism is double loyalty.
Okay.
And the issue of federal character. How does that come in? This is how it comes in. The federal government always think, because federalism will give you 3 lists: exclusive list, concurrent list, and residual list. Exclusive list gives only federal government the right to legislate. You understand? And it has to do with something like power, defense, currency. You can never hear that a state in Nigeria says it wants to have its own currency. Is it possible? No. I remember there was a time in which our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was the incumbent governor of Lagos State, he set up, 2003, I won't forget, he set up this power project with the Chinese people then. If Obasanjo had allowed that initiative to stand, Lagos would have been an independent power plant state.
So that we don't really deviate from
I really want to bring out some things.
I want to really draw our attention to some really important things right now. Like, I've heard everything you've got to say. I know my viewers actually have been listening to the beautiful opinions you have to drop concerning the questions you put on the table. So what I want to know right now is, having this initiative in mind, do you think as a country we have what it takes to produce everything we need? More focus on agriculture.
Of course, we have what it takes. We have a lot of farmers around, we have virgin lands, and we have a lot of fertile environments. All we need to do is just to harness all these resources. And it's very, very simple. Let us be frank with ourselves and go straight to what we need. Agriculture is number one. We are known for that in this country and in this continent. And Nigeria used to be, I'm not sure about this period, we used to be the highest exporting country in terms of agricultural products. Cocoa, timber, name it. We are always the highest exporting country. What happened to that point? It is because we neglected. And something you leave undone will never do itself. So we need to go back to the drawing board and start doing all these things again. For example, right now, they say we have Nigerian rice. Can you differentiate Nigerian rice from foreign rice when you see it?
I don't.
And yet the border is closed against foreign rice. So the thing is, if truly we are closing the border on our foreign rice, let us man our own silo here where we keep our rice. Let us go to our rice farm and make sure that the ingredients there are enough for us to produce most of these things. So if the federal government can initiate a very comprehensive agricultural project, in line with what Lagos State has already done.
So you think
it's more like a wake-up call.
It can
Yes,
succeed at the federal level. That's what
most definitely. Lagos State has just given them a wake-up call. That hello, wake up.
You know, talking about programs initiated by state government, I feel at the federal level we are not really paying attention to programs initiated at the state level
Yes.
that have over time been successful.
Yes.
So having that in mind, I feel we need to create a balance. We need to create that connectivity between the federal and the state. Let there be a proper understanding of programs and its success. If it's succeeding at the state level, why can't it succeed at the federal level?
Yes.
If it's succeeding at the local government level, why can't it succeed at the state level?
Yes.
Just like that.
Most
so
definitely.
I want you, before I let you go, I want you to really I want to really have your opinion on what you think about diversification. You know, we have paid more emphasis, we've paid more attention on oil production.
Yes.
And I just want to know, what do you think? Do you think if we diversify it in agriculture, we have what it takes to sustain it and to make it enough for us to feed and possibly transport?
All right. You asked me one question, right? And I think I'm going to ask you another question. As a nation, as a country, what was Nigeria known for in the first place? Agriculture, right?
Yes.
What were we sustaining on?
Agriculture.
What is the color of Nigerian flag? Green and white. What does green symbolize? Agriculture. White could mean peace, fine. And that's why if you check, most countries in Africa, hardly would you find 5 countries that doesn't have green as part of their what? As part of their color in their flag. Why do you think that? Because we are known in Africa as what? As farmers. Why are we leaving what we are known for?
I'm sorry, I'm really going to cut you short right here. All right, viewers, you've heard what he's got to say, and I'll tell you, sit back, relax, because we have lots more things to talk about as pertaining to this whole program and how it can survive at the federal level. So we'll be right back. Sit back and relax. We'll come your way shortly. All right, viewers, you're welcome back. I told you we have everything packed for you, for your own enjoyment and for your own information. All right. So I'm still here with my guest, Barrister Ahmed, and he still has a lot of things to say about our topic and what we've got to say. So, Mr. Ahmed, you were talking about the sustainability of agriculture
Yes.
at the federal level.
Yes. I was saying that since we are known for agriculture, we should have stuck to that. And we still have a chance to make our mark.
Do you really think that it's because of the should I say, the oil boom, all right? Or should I say the much money that oil generates that make Nigeria deviate from agriculture?
Yes, yes. Along with politics, let me say. When we discovered oil, we totally neglected agriculture. And that made us a monocultured country. You know, everybody was seeing petroleum as a new gold that they could tap from. And truly, it led to a lot of establishment of oil and gas companies. And that made, heavenly profits, a lot of profits. But at the same time, we need to understand the fact that you don't leave one thing completely because of the discovery of another. Why can't we just balance the two? Then on the other side, I mentioned the word politics. Politics is playing a devilish role that it's not supposed to be playing in terms of our revenue, in terms of our resources. How do I mean? Check it from this angle. If the federal government is from a particular party, and the state government of, let's say, one of the influential states, like Lagos or Port Harcourt or Abuja, is from another party, if you notice, they'll be having clashes of execution of policy. The federal government may not want to agree with the state government, even when the project of the state government is second to none. Why? Because we are allowing politics to play over our resources.
I've been wondering, probably this is actually the right time I pick up my hoe, and go to my garden and put some things together, try to feed myself.
We all need to have many farm at home. Let's start from there.
It's obvious now. I think schools are beginning to place more importance on agriculture.
Most especially in Lagos State. All Lagos State schools now are doing Agric as a compulsory course.
Very, 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 very interesting. All right, I also wanted to know before we move if other states should learn from this initiative. Let's not depend solely on the federal government to provide solutions to problems that we generally face. I think at the state level, we should also be looking for ways. I commend what the Lagos State government is doing with the Niger State government.
Ounje Eko.
Yes, so I commend what he did. So I feel other states too should look out for ways to partner with one another to provide solutions to borders, problems bothering the people and mass. I think we should look at that too.
Yeah, I think most especially, we don't pay attention to some states. Most especially if we go to northern states, Kebbi states, Zamfara, they have very viable agricultural program. Before this fasting period started, they were distributing food freely to people. And from that end, they actually do it with their open heart. So the federal government can actually just support these state governments in their agricultural adventure.
All right, Barrister. We really enjoyed your company today, and we hope to see you some other time and have your face, a familiar face in this program. All right, viewers, this is all we have to take, and this is everything we have to take on this episode. Please go nowhere, because we'll come your way again, on Monday, and we'll be coming with fresh juice. And don't forget that this is Naija Uncensored, where we leave no stone unturned. All right, where we say the way it is, where we prepare solutions, where we look at those issues that probably they don't want to get out there to you guys to hear. All right, don't forget to follow us on all our socials and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till we come your way again, adios, bye-bye.